Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Today I rise and acknowledge my support of the Hayes motion on National Police Remembrance Day. It is an opportunity to honour the memory of those who have given their lives in the service of our community. The National Police Remembrance Day service is significant, and it's a significant date on the policing calendar, this year being marked on the 29th of September. At this year's service, I was honoured to be invited to participate in the Blue Ribbon Day Memorial Service at the Frankston RSL in Dunkley and laid a wreath in honour of those who had served and lost their lives in the line of duty in our local community. I was joined by my state and local government counterparts, Acting Superintendent Simon Humphrey, members of the local police force, family and friends of Victorian police officers, and members of the community. Importantly, a Victorian Police Star Medal was posthumously awarded to First Constable Edward Keith Simmons, who died while serving on duty on Oliver's Hill in Frankston on 24th of September 1957 at the age of just 33. First Constable Simmons had two children, Kathy, aged 4 years, who is now passed away, and Andrew Keith Simmons, who was 2 years old at the date of his father's death. Andrew was there to accept the award on his father's behalf at the event, and it was a very moving ceremony. This memorial service has offered the opportunity to provide the solemn reflection and a space for serving and retired police officers and their families, along with members of the Dunkley community, to honour the memory of police officers who gave their lives in the service of our community. Personally, I have two cousins, my cousin Jason McKenzie and his wife Melissa, who serve as police officers in Melbourne. Melissa is about to have their third child. So it's particularly important that members of the police force are respected and that we remember the significant service of those who lost their lives. And we have to keep working to ensure that police officers are protected and respected in the line of duty. The total number of police officers now listed in the National Police Memorial is now 764, following the addition of 7 new names to the wall. In Dunkley, for example, there were in excess of 100 police members, as well as detectives and support staff who were working in Dunkley. It was recently raised with me by Councillor Daryl Taylor, who was formerly the Mayor of the City of Frankston and is now standing again as a councillor in the upcoming elections, the idea of installing a formal police memorial at the new Frankston War Memorial site in Frankston. And Daryl was instrumental in securing these funds to begin with for the new memorial, and I thought this was a terrific idea that should be supported. And it is an idea that I think would honour those police officers who have served and who may have lost their lives in duty in Dunkley, but also it respects those across Victoria who have gone through a similar circumstance. I would also like to thank and honour the people and the men and women of the Dunkley Police Force who put their lives on the line all the time. They do a significant job, and I've experienced the work of the police force and been to a number of events in Dunkley to hear from members of the police force on what they have done and what they continue to do in protecting our community. Frankston and Dunkley in particular, like many other communities across Victoria, is not precluded from having issues around crime and violence, particularly in terms of domestic violence. And being a father of a young 1-year-old daughter myself, and the husband of my wife for over 7 years, it's quite significant that we need to support the police officers in their work in protecting, in particular, women, children, the elderly and others from the impacts of domestic violence. So National Police Remembrance Day really, goes to the heart of what the police force do, and we really need to make sure that we are supporting those in Dunkley and beyond. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.